All right, welcome back, guys, to the Cody's and Movie Cave. Been a little while since we've done some reviews, and I'm catching up, playing catch up. So yeah, movie-wise, there were a couple of big ones over the holiday break, holiday season, but TV has been huge, especially for Paramount Network, right? If you're a fan of Yellowstone, of course, we've had the return of the Duttons. We've had Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone, which is a great one. We'll talk about it later. But the big one we're going to talk about today is 1923. It's another spin-off, probably limited series, if you will, coming from Taylor Sheridan, the genius mastermind behind Yellowstone, and it's dealing with the Duttons again, you know. It's the early Dutton, you know, it's the post-1883 Tim McGraw, and before Yellowstone. It's 1923. Great cast, okay? Let's just get that right off the bat. Let's just hit that running. Harrison Ford is fantastic. I told my wife watching it, I said him and Kevin Costner are the last real cowboys in Hollywood, and that's the truth. They are the last genuine, I'm talking about cowboy stars of Hollywood. Clint Eastwood doesn't make a whole lot anymore, especially Western-wise. But these two cats, they still sit a horse pretty good. And they still wear their Stetsons well. Anyway, Harrison Ford's fantastic. He's playing Jacob Dutton. And I'm not going to spoil his whole backstory or story-wise, any of that into this series for you. I'm just going to say he's fantastic. Helen Mirren, oh my God, is a force to be reckoned with in this show. She could lead it by herself, okay? She kind of gives me the whole vibe of John Dutton, you know? Harrison Ford's great, obviously. Great cowboy. But as far as the leading and the grit that John Dutton has in Yellowstone, played by Kevin Costner, Helen Mirren completely just encapsulates that whole vibe. She does a fantastic job in this series. You know, she's tough, she's motherly at the same time, and just really good. Timothy Dalton, who we know played James Bond for a small stint back in the 80s, he's in this show. He hadn't showed up really a whole lot yet, and we're like three or four episodes in, and he just showed up, getting villain vibes off of him, so he's probably going to be one of the baddies. Then there's the guy that was in Game of Thrones. I'm trying to think. He was always helping and protecting Tyrion, that guy. Anyway, he's in this one as a big villain douchebag that, you know, you just hate. Like one of those characters you just hate. So he's doing a good job as the bad guy. The young cast, hadn't really seen them in a whole lot of things, but as far as character-wise, I'm really digging Spencer Dutton's character, okay? When you watch it, you know who I'm talking about. He is a Dutton, and he served in World War I. He has, you know, PTSD out the wazoo, and winds up going to Africa and, you know, becoming this big game hunter who hunts these predators that like prey on villages and railroad workers and such like that. So it's really fun, kind of adventurous in that sort of sense in that story, but his story is, you know, I just keep thinking, my God, I could, you know, this show could focus specifically on his character and it'd be okay. But I gotta say it, this show, 1923, to me is better than 1883, the Tim McGraw series. I like that one. That was a good story, good cast, great show. But this one has hit the ground running, and it's just like you can't wait for the next episode. It's got that sort of Yellowstone vibe to it, where you're like hooked, you know? You're invested in these characters, this story, and it's exciting. It doesn't sit still. It keeps moving at a good pace. And so, yeah, this show, I'm digging. You know, I like it. I really do. 1883 worked as a miniseries, right? It was good as a one-off. You know, I'm fine with never going back to that story. This one, I find myself thinking, or hoping rather, that Taylor Sheridan gives us a second season. You know, I'm like, let's make this a show. Let's keep it going. It's really good. Cliffhangers, you know, it leaves you thinking from week to week, oh my God, what happened? I can't wait to see what happened. And so, yeah, if you hadn't checked out 1923 yet, it's a must. A must. 2 thumbs up, 5 stars. Flat out. If you like Yellowstone, you will enjoy this one, without a doubt. Yeah, you know, I went into it thinking maybe like 1883 where it's good, but it's not as good as Yellowstone, right? It's not. It's kind of gonna be one of those. No, it's good. Anyway, it's on Paramount Network, or no, it's on Paramount Plus. So they did a free preview episode on Paramount Network after Yellowstone one night, but if you want to watch the rest of the show, you have to have that subscription, guys. Paramount Plus. And I will say this about Paramount Plus. It's worth the price of the membership, because you have all these great shows. You have 1923, obviously. You can catch up on 1883, Tulsa King. All the Taylor Sheridan shows are there. Plus, if you watch stuff that's on CBS, you can catch episodes there on that subscription as well. So, and they got movies and everything else. So, a little plug there for Paramount Plus. All right. Anyway, this show comes on every Sunday, and so yeah, you can go on there and check it out. It's a good one. It's worth the watch for real. If you enjoy Yellowstone, enjoy that story and this whole family, then you'll like this one. Okay, 1923. All right. Also, if you're a Harrison Ford fan, you'll like it too, okay? Anyway, this has been my opinion. Opinions are like butts. Everybody's got one, and some of them stink.